Hello and welcome to An Amazing Podcast. This is D and Modi, and we are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 5, right?
Yep, episode 5.
So, good episode, fun episode. What did you think?
I thought this episode was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it might be the best episode so far. I think I might. I'm not sure, but they're all so good it barely even matters. But yeah, I thought the episode was great. What about you?
I thought it was really good. We got an amazing amount of time with Sukuna, which is always a great thing. We got a good fight scene between him and Megumi. And I'm so happy they pointed out that he has a girl's name, because I was like thinking to myself, like, wait, isn't that a girl's name?
I was like, maybe I don't know Japanese as well as I thought, because I could have sworn that was a girl's name.
Right. And then I do like how they were doing some like really interesting like foreshadowing with like Megumi trying to like whip out his like big over the top secret mega technique only for the fight to end prematurely.
Why do you think that is? Why did he just decide to stop, or did something happen to make him stop?
So right now I am putting that on the plot. Like what I'm thinking the director or the writer was trying to display was there was a slow burn for Itadori to retake control, and he like by the time he was about to like pull out that move, that was the amount of time needed for Itadori to regain control. So it was kind of like
So he noticed that Yuji got power back, got control back. So then he stopped doing his power up.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing it's kind of like warming a computer up. So, like, if your computer, like, some computers, you press a button and you're just waiting and it, like, blinks on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you press a button and it just slowly boots up.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was the latter with, like, Itadori's situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the part that was confusing to me is just, like, the fact that Megumi was about to power up and then he just stopped. I feel like that scene in general was kind of unclear. That might have been like my biggest problem with this episode. One, because it just seems the timing of it just seemed kind of weird when he stopped his power up, but also because I don't know, it just felt kind of anticlimactic. Like
yes,
the way the moment when Yuji switched, like when he finally switched, I would have liked to see like something like going on inside his mind or inside Sukuna's mind, but it just kind of happened very quickly without it wasn't like, it feels like the kind of thing that you would need, like you would want to build up a little bit and show in detail happening, but it just it felt off screen actually.
Like how chill is this main character? Like when Ichigo is like regaining control from his hollow self, you get like a 4-episode long tantrum of him flailing and screaming like a psychopath. Yuji just like chillly like switches off like on off on a whim.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to see 4 episodes of him doing a tantrum, but like I would at least want to see a couple minutes or even 1 minute of what's happening inside his mind, of him taking control, or even not even that, but like just more struggle, right? Of like showing the moment where like Sukuna realizes Yuji's about to take control again, and he's kind of just like, maybe he says like, "Ah, oh, damn it, my time's up," or like, I'm gonna hold out a little bit longer, something like that. But it just happened, and it didn't really click that well. I also felt like it was kind of the timing of introducing Megumi's backstory was kind of off. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Like I feel for like Yuji regaining control, it should have been something more like, you remember the Ichigo versus Byakuya fight from like, what was it, like the second arc in Bleach? And like right as Hollow Ichigo is about to like kill Byakuya, you have this whole like scene of him like struggling and flailing about before like regaining control in like a really dramatic way. I feel like I would have much preferred something like that a little bit more. Not as dramatic because that would not fit well within the tone of this show, but just something like more of a struggle, like you said.
I agree. I agree with that.
So, with that said, we have the explanation. We know which of the first year sorcerers died, and we also got a look at what I'm assuming are the main villains for this arc slash season. What did you think of them?
Um, I'm kind of disappointed by them
Really?
because when they first were introduced, like on that street, I was like,
Mm,
oh, these are like Sukuna's vassals, or like, Sukuna's henchmen, pretty much, who have been
right.
like waiting all this time, biding their time, also trying to collect the fingers so that they can bring Sukuna back. I guess it's my own
Mm,
fault for jumping to like crazy conclusions, but then when I found out that they're just like a group of curses who just want to take over, I'm kind of underwhelmed by them. But I
mm,
do like what they're planning to do. Like I do like what it means for the story. The fact that they're going to try to kill Gojo, and that they're going to try to bring Yuji over to their side.
yeah. So one thing I really liked about them was you could definitely tell that they were evil, but despite that, the writer was able to like make them seem like fun and not just like mustachio twirling like super edgy demon bad guys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's kind
they
of
would
like
have
what
been
I've
much more
wanted.
boring if it was that way.
Yeah, like I don't know if I like that because I grew up with Power Rangers and that's basically how like all their villains are.
Hmm.
But this is honestly something I would have really appreciated in something like Hunter x Hunter where you see the villains, you know they're villains, but they can still have like fun and be sort of like in chill mode.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of saw that with the Chimera Ant arc.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like the way they did it here. I especially like that one that doesn't speak in words.
Yeah, he had
Now,
my favorite design, honestly.
yeah. I think so too. I liked his design. Do you think that guy that they were talking to in the restaurant, the guy wearing like the kimono or whatever it is that it's
Mm.
called, um, the robes? Do you think he is a curse or a human? I feel like he looks human, obviously, but I feel like he might
Yeah,
be a curse.
I think he's probably human, but he's like you know how like they always have like those weird in between kind of characters,
Yeah,
like the whole like I sold my humanity for more power. Bwahaha.
yeah.
I feel like he's one of those.
Okay. Because there's also the thing you see a lot where whenever there's a series that has like monsters or demons or anything, the stronger they are, the more human they look.
Yes.
Like actually, even in the opening, they show Sukuna, and he looks very like I mean, he looks human except with a bunch of eyes and tattoos and stuff. So
Right.
I don't know if that's the kind of thing it is, but
Mm.
yeah, I would probably agree with you that he's probably just like a human who's working with the other side.
Do you think they made the curses seem too human too early? Because one thing I really did enjoy in like the first two, like or like the last two encounters was like they didn't speak English and we didn't quite know what was exactly going through their heads, which kind of gave them this like really eerie like intimidating kind of vibe. I would have liked it a lot more if they kind of like kept the uncanny valley thing going, where
Mm.
like you can understand like that there's something going on behind their like in their heads, but
I
make the realization that they're like super sentient be like the dun 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 kind of moment.
um maybe, yeah, as long as I feel like I would be happy as long as they are sentient and as long as they do have some sort of motivation. The thing that would annoy
Mm.
me the most is if um they were all like that one curse that they just fought like in the last episode, the one that
Yeah,
Sukuna just like one shot, because
yeah,
I don't like I I find it boring whenever the main characters are going up against like an enemy or an opponent that doesn't really have any strong motivation of their own, like something that they're also trying to accomplish. It feels too
You're
like
right.
monster of the weekish. So I like the fact that I think maybe you're right. It could have been interesting if they went like a more
Mm,
mysterious route, and then like we discovered like they have bad
mm.
intentions. But I still like the way they're done here, and in general I like human uh characters, so I don't mind the fact that they
Yes.
act really human.
And to be fair, like I think the reason I like that idea so much was because it was really well executed in Attack on Titan.
Mm.
But
Oh yeah, I
you
see.
couldn't have like a you couldn't do a one like Kaisen seems like a one like at its very core a one-on-one versus or battle series,
Yeah,
and you could not do that with the cast and what was available to like Attack on Titan.
yeah. Attack on
It would
Titan.
just
Yeah,
mm,
for Attack on Titan, I think it worked because it feels more like the danger was the fact that they were just going up against this crazy force of nature that you don't know where it's coming from, and like you pretty much have no hope. So then when you find out that they're actually sentient, it makes it even crazier. But like with Demon Slayer, like you said, it's more of like a the curses are actually handleable, and like they can fight them
mm,
on even ground for the most part. So yeah, it probably wouldn't have worked as well with that.
right. Also, after that, we then got to see the supporting cast, the rookie nine of this series. What did you think of them?
I like them a lot, especially
Me too.
Panda. Pandas, I like pandas in general, so I would have liked him no matter what. In fact, when I saw him in the opening, I was like, What is that thing like? Is it?" I assumed it was like one of Megumi's curse things
Like,
that
yeah.
he creates, but no, it's an actual student, and that's hilarious. I love that. I also love. I mean, I love all of them. Maki and
Mm.
Inumaki. I like them all. I also like the Doctor Ieri. Uh, yeah, I think they're great.
So this, I will have to agree with you. This is definitely one of the like best episodes out of the five, and the reason why I absolutely love the introduction to the supporting cast so much, and the reason for that is, you remember how I always said like there are some show like if a show has a certain level of absurdity of like a certain level of straight facedness, I have a harder time like dealing with it because I'm way more nitpicky about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So like I hate always bringing this up, but it's like the best example. Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer has a very straight faced tone and a
hmm
very like sort of has a certain level of seriousness
hmm
that makes every single like writing flaw just stand out so much to me.
hmm
But the reason I like the scene in Jujutsu Kaisen is because with the sheer like nonchalant introduction of a talking panda wizard, that hit the perfect level of
yeah.
absurdity where my suspension of disbelief is so high for this show. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have many writing nitpicks for it. Especially since the writing has already been so good, which makes it even better for me.
Yeah, I really
So
do
now I
like
can't even
the
say
humor in
like
this show.
yeah. So now I can't like whenever we're like doing the final ratings, I'm like, yeah, it was really good, but this one writing thing just stood out to me so much. I can't do that anymore because pandas.
So automatic 10 out of 10 because of Panda. There we go.
Yeah, yes, basically because like it sets a tone where this is just like a fun. I
Yeah,
I don't want to say like it's hard for me to call this a fun world, but it's a fun.
character
This show has
dynamics.
such.
It's like
This
a
show
fun
has
atmosphere.
such. yeah, this show has such an unique tone to it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, something like D Gray Man, that was a really dark show, but it had like the writer had such a talent for making her villains just act like goofy cornballs for like comic relief, and it never felt jarring or like out of place for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Attack on Titan, if you just had like a bunch of the like main villains just go chibi and start making jokes and stuff and just gagging around, that would not fit for a single second.
Yeah.
But D. Gray Man was able to do it really good. This, on the other hand, doesn't have that same kind of tone or effect. It has this really great blending of lightheartedness and somberness that I just can't put my finger on why it works so well.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't really exactly know why either.
I just realized it, and it goes back to like what we were saying about how like this feels quote unquote real. Like in real life, nothing is ever just one like for the vast majority of the time. Like in a lot of cases, not counting like horrible third world countries and all that kind of stuff, but typically typically life isn't just one tone. You have like really sad moments and you have really upbeat moments. And the reason why this works really well is it has both the somber and the happy moments, but it never goes too over the top with either of them.
And I think a lot of it comes down to the characters too, because a lot of the time you'll see in a series, characters will take on a specific role, and that's their role no matter what the situation is. There will be a character who's like always serious no matter what, and a character who's always like laughing no matter what. But in this episode, the serious character Megumi, even he had like a few small gags himself, and then Nobara, who's the not serious character, was more serious and like was sad, you know, when Yuji died. So yeah.
Right.
Speaking
died
of which,
as, quotation marks. Now, one more thing I wanted to point out about the cast, the other students or like the senpais, I did not like the voice, like the one, like the guy who talked all weird, the guy who talked in like rice ball ingredients. Again, I like that it helps like establish that whole like tonal like thing I was talking about earlier. But there's this whole like idea that quirks, like sometimes when you're just trying to write a character, you just give them a really weird quirk and make that like it's like the whole idea of like confusing quirks with character. And I don't think I'm sure that this character has something really deep to him.
It's like too one-dimensional.
Not even that. Like I am willing to bet money that this character has more depth to him, like the more we watch/read. But it feels like his quirk just feels like a quirk for quirk's sake. It feels like it's just like weird for the sake of being weird. Like if it was something like he talks in tongues, or he like all of his words are reversed, or like he speaks in some like really, or he just doesn't talk in general, I feel like it would have made a lot more sense. But the fact that it's just like rice balls or something, it's honestly weirder than the talking panda.
I almost agree, but I am okay with it because it makes sense to me it's like in the logic of the universe. Like since he is a Jujutsu user, he like it's clear that it has something to do with his powers, right? So if it was just like a random quirk that like, you know, a random character just only talks in like rice balls or sushi or whatever it is, I would completely agree. And even it still is a little bit weird to me, but I'm like willing to accept it more because I think it's explained well within the logic of the world.
Right. And plus, talking panda, there's no real... It's not really. Is it really an issue
Bro,
at this point?
I can't wait to see him fight. That's gonna be great. Actually, I said
The
yeah. It's yeah. I can't wait for that.
I was just about to say like the anime adaptation of We Bare Bears is looking better than I thought.
I also like how Nobara wanted to play Smash Bros. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I like Nobara is probably my favorite character actually, and then it's
Oh,
probably
definitely.
and then it's probably Panda.
But like Smash Brother, like on the Wii though, everyone knows that the 3DS version was best.
What do you so what do you think about the fact that we are now about to get a tournament arc? Kind of.
So tournament arcs work really well because they're such great devices that like put characters in like contact and conflict with each other. And I think this is a good port. Like, I feel like tournament arcs are great for, are like the best format for like the second arc of the series. Because you have like one arc where you like set up the main cast, and then you have like the tournament arc come in to like establish all of the key players and show them in action. I I think I take a few issues with this because I feel like it's happening a little too soon. But I think the reason for that was the first time I was ever really exposed to a full scale like tournament arc was in Naruto, and it feels like, and the reason I feel like that's an issue is the first time I was ever exposed to a like full scale like tournament arc like the full scale tournament arc was in Naruto, and that happened a bunch of episodes already into the series. So I think this tournament arc is going on a little too soon, but I'm very open to the argument that that's just because of my own like media upbringing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's too soon too, but I don't really know why because it happens pretty soon. I mean, it happens like immediately in Hunter x Hunter, and I don't have a problem with that. It also happens
Well,
immediately in My Hero Academia, and I don't have a problem with it. So for this, I do feel like it's also a little bit too soon. But I'm hyped. I'm always down for a tournament arc, so I can't wait to see them.
so the reason I think the reason you're okay with it in Hunter x Hunter because the first one being the Hunter exam, that was established as being a central part of the story, and the Heaven's Arena arc wasn't really a tournament arc. It was just a like straight up battle arc. With this, it literally feels like the obligatory tournament arc.
But
So
what
it doesn't
about
feel as organic.
what about actually? I was gonna say what about My Hero, but in My Hero, it's also it fits in the story because yeah, this one I think I see what you're saying. I agree. I think this one just feels more random. It's just like okay, this arc's over. Let's introduce characters and do a tournament arc now.
Like, I could imagine a tournament arc in the world of My Hero Academia that doesn't make as like that makes a lot of sense. I couldn't see like I never got a sense that a tournament, a large scale like a sorcerer tournament in this world sounds all that practical. I
Yeah,
never got that sense.
I agree. Especially even in this show, one of them was like, "But aren't we like short staffed? Should we really be doing this?" And they're like, "Oh, people aren't depressed right now," or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree. I think it fits less in the context of the world, but either way, as a meathead, I'm ready for it. Um,
Yep, same.
so a couple more questions about the tournament arc.
Mm.
Do you think Yuji will get revived before or after that? Actually, before I even get to that, Yuji's the one that died. Did you expect that? Because like I'd even
Mm.
forgotten about the prediction about one of the characters, one of the students dying. Were you surprised by that?
Mm. No, because it's way easier to like is a lot less eye rolling to bring the main character back to life.
Yeah.
Like, if they killed one of them off, you would have, like, oh, wow, they killed off one of the main characters. That's so shocking. And then they bring him back. So there's not, like... I'm trying to think. The idea of killing off a main character and then bringing them right back to life feels like a cop-out. But when it's the central character, it doesn't feel as bad because you need him alive for the show to go on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't need Megumi or Nabara alive to continue the show, so them dying and coming right back to life just kind of feels pointless.
That's a good point. I guess I'm kind of dumb because I like logically I guess it would make sense that Yuji would be the one to die because he's probably the only one that could be revived in any way that could make sense.
Right.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I don't really have any reason to be surprised because yeah, it makes sense. Do you think he's gonna?
You know what like I was about to say, the best part about that is the whole like crux of this plan was basically them collecting all of the like Sukuna fingers so they could just kill him off. But if he can like just respawn like that, that throws a huge monkey wrench into that plan. And that's going to be a huge shakeup when it actually happens.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's really true. Yeah, that's gonna have to be addressed. That's gonna be interesting to see how they address that. But do you think Yuji's gonna get revived before or after the start of the tournament?
What I think is going to happen is he's going to get revived like right at the start of the tournament. And that's going to be like the whole like really huge emotional kickoff moment for like the tournament. Or for like the start of the arc.
Okay. I agree. I think he might even get revived while they're training because it seems like the second years are going to train the first year. So I think he might even come back to life even a little bit earlier. But yeah, I definitely think it'll be before the tournament officially starts.
Do you think they killed him off a little bit too early?
Yuji?
Yeah. I could say kill off in air quotes.
I don't have any opinion on it. I feel like there's probably a plot reason why it happened at this point. So yeah, I don't have an opinion on it one way or the other. Right. What are the chances, in your opinion, of those curses that we saw in the restaurant crashing the tournament?
Very high. Exponentially high.
I totally agree with you, and all I have to say is I wish one of these days a tournament arc could actually end without it, without someone interrupting. Like that's all I really want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely I don't see it just playing out the way it's supposed to,
Yeah.
Yeah. Another question I had, what do you think about Gojo being revealed as officially? Does it surprise you that, canonically he is the strongest Jujutsu user?
I am neutral because on one hand, I like Gojo a lot, but on the other hand, I'm a little disappointed that we got the top of the top so soon. Like, it doesn't give you as much mystery.
I think
as to
okay, yeah, I agree in a way because usually I think it's actually pretty common for a series to show who's the strongest character very early on. But usually when they do, the character is shrouded in mystery, and or it's made very clear that the character is going showing very little of their power.
Or the character has a really big imposing personality.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's not often that you see the confirmed strongest character to just be so available,
Laid
so
back.
upfront, laid back. Not even that, but just like getting screen time, getting that much screen time. It kind of takes away the
Right.
air, like the aura of it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I asked you that, but I don't really have that much of an opinion on it either. I just thought, I just thought it was interesting that I guess I am surprised. I would have expected someone else to be the strongest, like the principal or maybe some other Jujutsu user who we don't know about yet.
Right.
But yeah. What did you think? This is one thing that I know most people probably didn't bat an eye about this. But that part when Sukuna was fighting against Megumi and he like kicked him through like multiple buildings, I was actually surprised by that because I haven't gotten the impression up until now that the students or like the Jujutsu users necessarily had like superhuman powers. I thought any power that
Right.
they had was down to their curse, their curses, but I didn't think that they themselves were like I thought they were just like regular humans. So like when I saw him get kicked through those buildings, I was like, whoa.
Dude, this is an anime. Like, if you can't like walk off getting thrown through 5 buildings, you
Yeah.
technically qualify for handicap parking.
Yeah. That's true. Like, yeah, you do not deserve to be a main character, especially if you can't handle a few crashes through buildings.
Shattered ribs.
Yeah, and he just stood back up casually after that too, like no big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I still feel a little bit surprised. I know probably no one else does, but I still feel a little bit surprised, especially after the last episode when they explained when they like did the power rankings of like curses from like grade 5 to special grade or whatever, and they explained it in ways that like you would have to use a bat or you would have to carpet bomb this thing. So it's like the way I was thinking was that, okay, literally, if a person didn't have a curse available to them, if a Jujutsu user wasn't going to use Jujutsu, that's what they would have to do to fight against this thing. But now I guess not. I guess they're just like, they have super strength and durability.
How great is the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, where you can just like, if you're being haunted by a ghost, you can just take a bat and start swinging away at it. Like, literally beat your depression out of your house.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I guess I shouldn't really be surprised. I mean, this is to be expected, but I guess I just didn't get any impression up until this moment that kind of thing could happen.
I mean, I kind of guessed that was going to happen from like the first fight scene between Sukuna and Gojo.
Yeah, but Gojo didn't really show. He didn't do any like. The thing about that fight was Sukuna didn't do anything superhuman, right? So Gojo didn't have to showcase any superhuman durability or anything. But this,
aside from teleportation.
Wait, who did teleportation? Gojo?
You remember that scene where like Sukuna just like dashes in front of Megumi, and you just see like Gojo sitting on his back?
I forgot about that. So I guess it is a thing then. I completely forgot about that.
Lucky for you, I have photographic fight memory.
Yeah, it's a good thing because I don't remember anything past one episode ago. So yeah. So that kind of surprised me, but brush it off. I don't even think it's that big of a deal. Just something I noticed. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts on the episode?
Nope, I'm good. How would you rate it?
I would also give this episode an 8.
Same.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I mean, this show is very solid. At this point, I mean,
yeah,
I feel like it would be. I have a hard time seeing it go downhill in any way. It's fun, and once again, fighting the urge to not just start reading the manga right away every single week.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's been our review of episode 5 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Come back next week for next review. Thanks.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye.